guys, I'm Justin. Today we're going to show you how to run the Karl test here. So what this does is it measures water content in our biodiesel. How it kind of works a little bit is you'll be injecting biodiesel down into here, and it will react, the water in the biodiesel will react with the iodine in the solution, which is then measured by the little platinum electrodes down in there, which converts it back to a water content value in parts per million that we can work with. To get started, we just kind of turn this guy on for now. And you can see it'll start spinning there. Hit start, and it'll start to precondition. Okay, so while it is preconditioning here, you can see the numbers rising. We can go ahead and start setting up the samples and the syringes. So if you'll follow me over to the hood. Let's see. So here inside the Karl box, we have a host of items, but most importantly here is the syringe, which is what we will be working with. And so once here inside the hood, we can start setting up samples. So we're going to pour out biodiesel here into a little vial. We only need a little bit because we'll be working in microliters. And part of the process is cleaning it before you start working with it. So we're going to need 2 separate beakers of acetone and toluene. And of course, you know, always label your beakers inside here. So this syringe here just kind of pulls together here, and you twist it, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, put it all together, and this plastic piece comes off the front to expose the needle. So what you're going to do, again here, toluene first, then acetone, is pull in toluene up until about the 500 or 600 mark, and you will just spin it here to get the toluene to go everywhere. Make sure you get all the little bits, and you will just put that out into the waste. And you'll do that once or twice. Right here, we're going to move over to the acetone. And something to note, it's a little bit hard to see on the camera, but you can tell when it's clean, when it stops swirling, when you start drawing in acetone. So you can kind of see where the toluene and the acetone were mixing when you're really close, and see how that second pull did not have as much turbulence there inside the syringe. And you just spit that back up there. And then you take it all apart, let it dry for a second. To expedite this process, there's also the option of the air up here, and we can just kind of blow air through that, and that will help with any acetone we have left over. And so I always like to visually inspect it, make sure there's no residue left over on the inside, and wipe this guy down, and then we can put it all back together. Okay, so the SOP calls for 300 microliters of biodiesel, and we're only going to be injecting 200, but the purpose of this is so that we can get a mass differential. We're going to be drawing in 300 and weighing it on the scale over here. So here we're going to want to zero this real quick. And so these panels on the side just kind of slide open on all sides. We're going to leave this right one and the top one closed though, and stick this guy inside and close this as much as it'll go. And from there you will tear it and let it do its thing. Sometimes it takes a minute. We got a little bit lucky this time. It went very quickly. But you've got to be very careful because any movement even like shifts in the floor, or if somebody's laying on the table, will set off the scale. And so we'll bring it over here. Hopefully, so we're not done with the precondition yet, but when we are, we will start the injection process. Cool, so you'll know you're ready to go when you've got this ready button, or not ready button, ready sign right there. And when that is good to go, you can hit start here. And it says add sample. And so what you should do is inject the syringe into this rubber stopper up here, about 1 centimeter into the solution, and slowly inject 200 microliters into the sample. And when you're done with that, pull this guy out, it'll start titrating, and we need to go weigh the syringe again. So you'll come over here, and we haven't re-tared or re-zeroed it yet, and that is on purpose, because it will give us a negative value that we will then enter into the machine. So we'll let that sit for a second and just record. There we go. And that's what we'll put into the machine for it to calculate out a parts per million value for how much water is in our biodiesel. Okay, so it will start beeping at you when it's ready to go again. And you can see on the screen, it says tare weight, and that's where you'll input the weight. So our weight was 0.17113. So we'll hit 0.17113, hit enter. And it'll spit that out again. And at that point we hit clear. And should give us a result here in a couple seconds. Cool. So you can see here that's 384.40. The number we're trying to beat is 500 parts per million, so this test counts as a pass, and we can start the cleaning process. There's nothing special you really have to do for the Karl Fischer machine other than just shut it down. We'll record this first up here. And then we start cleaning. So to clean, we just take the syringe, get rid of all the biodiesel, and start again like we did in the beginning with the toluene and the acetone. So pull that up to 500, 600, and start spinning it around. Make sure to get it up on the outside of the needle as well. Okay, I'll do the same here with the acetone. Pull that up a little bit past where you did the toluene, and make sure to clean the outside of the needle again too. And so after you've done that, you just wipe it down, take it apart, and let it dry again. And again, we can expedite this with the air. And now that we've got these guys, we just put them back in the box over here. And now all that's left is to log all of our waste and put everything away. And you've completed Karl Fischer test.